Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel Growing Developer, and here I am with yet another exciting video where we will be building a great UI to see and seamless to function, as well as we will also see how we can use Firebase Auth to sign into our Firebase console, right? So before that, let's just open the UI and see what kind of UI we're gonna make. So this is one screen, and then we have another screen. So it will be like first this getting started page would be displayed, and then we will have the sign in page, right? Yes, this is just a sign in page. Sign up will require our Firestore to be set up. So that's why let's keep it aside for the next video. In this video, we'll see how we can sign in using username like email and password, and then also sign in with Google. And I'll tell you how to implement Google sign in if you have any errors on Android. So there are some steps, so I'll tell you that steps as well. Okay, so let's minimize this, and here I have this screen. This was what we made in previous video. If you don't already know, so you go to this info section and you will have this video here where we implemented this, and we implemented the Google sign-in, right? Now there are some steps that need to be implemented for Android, right? For iOS it just works brilliantly well. Now what we need to do for Android is like open your browser and go to your console. If you go to your console, you can see that you have all your projects listed here. I'll go to this, and then inside this go to go to settings, not authentication. Click on add fingerprint. For iOS this is not needed. You can see here that there is nothing like SHA fingerprint, but for Android you need to have some SHA fingerprint installed. So go to this info section and you can see this page link. Open this, and if you scroll down, this is the image, or this is the command that you need to write. So for Mac or Linux this is the command, and for Windows this is the command. Then you will have some kind of line showing that certificate fingerprint SHA1 and SHA12, I guess. So just copy this and paste it inside this, right? Copy this and paste it inside this. Now this is just a demo SHA1. Copy your own SHA1, right? It will ask for some password. The key utility prompts you to enter a password for the key store. The default password for the debug key store is Android, so enter the Android, and it is just for debugging, right? And next thing is, if you get some error like key tool is not recognized, so you need to install Java for that. Make sure that you install Java, and there are some workthrough in the Stack Overflow as well, so go there and check out. Now next thing is to set up the emails. So we'll go to this authentication service, and you can see that inside sign in method, this is to show you that I was able to sign in using my Gmail account. This is my email ID and the provider says Google. Go to sign in method, and we're gonna select this email and password and just enable this. Leave this email link as it is, just save this, and we have enabled email and password. Now for the sign in to work, I'll tell you what to do. Right now let's leave it till here, and we're gonna build this UI, right? So for this UI, go to our website, thegrowingdeveloper.org. If you don't already know, this is our website for this YouTube channel, and yes, this website gets the data before the YouTube, right? So you can see that I've written a blog here for this same UI, and we'll be following this blog only. And this was to help you, like you can also read whatever we have, right? Rather than just simply watching the videos. You can also watch the video to get a better understanding, but yes, a written tutorial is always recommended, I can say it like that. Okay, so we have all of these stuff written already here, so let's see what it says. So building the UI, this is all previous configuration that we did in the previous videos. All the links will be in the info section as well as in the description as well. So first of all, install the required packages. So let me just show you my pubspec.yaml file. I'll just zoom this here, and you can see that I have the Cupertino icons, Firebase Auth, Google sign-in. This was all from the previous videos, and then I've installed additional font, awesome Flutter, and as well as Google Fonts plugin, right? Google Fonts is just for some text styling, And if you go to my assets folder, you can see that if I go down below, you can see that I have also added some assets with the assets folder, and inside this assets folder I have some images, right? These are these images. If you can see, this is my splash image, like the first getting starting screen image, and then we have this logo, and then I have a white logo for this, right? So it's totally your wish how you want to add some images. So yes, let's move forward, and I'll just zoom this out, and I guess this is visible to you. Write in the comments if you want me to increase the font size even bigger than that, right? So let's move forward with this. So we need some kind of colors. I'll be adding all the colors here. Why? Because like it's just the UI demonstration and we are not working on a complete project, right? So next thing is we're gonna paste these three colors. I'll just save time for you. I'll paste this. So I have three values: color, primary color, the secondary color, and then the logo green color. This is my primary color, that is with the splash image, and then I have the secondary color, a lighter version of this, and then the green color from my logo. And yes, so let's see our website, and you can see that we have this column. Okay, so inside this getting started screen we need three parts. It is divided into three parts: the image, the splash image, and then the text that is being displayed, our get starting button, right? So this is our get started button, and then this is the text that we need to display, and this image, right? So we'll be using a column. So inside that you can see that inside body I'm using a column with main axis alignment at center. And to save some time on UI, let's copy this from here, right? So it is image.asset. I'll just explain you everything, don't worry. So here I'll copy this complete column, right? Just copy this and paste it inside this body. Yes, so we have all the things, and I'll just remove this login screen from here, right? I'll just comment this out, and let's just restart this application. And you can see that we have all the stuff here. Now one thing that you need to add is this scaffold is right now white. We need to change the color, as well as we need to remove this app bar from here. So we'll just remove this app bar. We don't need the app bar. And then for the column, for the scaffold, we have our background color. This would be a primary color, right? So save this, and you can see that we have the UI up and ready for us, right? Okay, so if this is very fast to you, just write in the comments. Everything was written in the tutorial, that's why I just skipped this UI part, because we are more concerned about how to sign in with Firebase as well, right? So this was just a simple UI. It didn't require any kind of explanation for this. This is just a simple column with the image, the text, and then the button itself, right? Now the text is being given a text style with color white and font size 28. You can always play with the sizes of your choice. Okay, so next thing is we need to give some margin to this, because in my UI, if I open the UI for you, here it is. You can see that we have some kind of margin here, right? So I'll update the blog. I have not added the margin here, so we will add some kind of 20 or 30 pixels of margin from the symmetric axis. How to do that? Go to your column, wrap this up with the container, and in this container property we have the margin. Then we'll write edge insets dot symmetric. From the horizontal axis we're gonna build, or we're gonna give it a 20 pixels maybe. Yeah, 20 pixel is fine. You can always go for 40 or 30, it's totally your choice. So 20 pixel, 40 pixels looks better, right? Okay, so we have this, and let's see what we have done for the button as well. So for this button you can see that we have elevation of 0, height as 50. So this height is 50, so that we get some padding here, and then the color is always the logo green that we have just added, and then the text and the icon arrow forward iOS. Okay, so next thing would be to design the next screen. So when we click on this, we should go to a new screen. So let's quickly go to our lib folder, and I'll create a new file. Click on new and new Dart file. I'll name it as login screen. Right. So we have this login screen, and inside this login screen, what I'm going to do is I'll quickly import the material package. right? Let me just increase the size for this file as well. Hope this is visible to you and for the mobile users as well. So yeah, tell me if you need the font size to be bigger than this as well, right? So next thing would be to go and make a stateful widget, name it as login screen. Why I'm making it a stateful widget? Because I'll be updating the email that we have done, right? So next thing is to build the UI. So let me just show you the UI. So you can see that I have this app bar. Now why am I using this app bar? I have this app bar. This app bar is of transparent color. So I'll show you what I did here. I'll just minimize this right now and let's just give it a scaffold, right? Scaffold, and after that for the app bar I'll be using an app bar. That's it. I'll show you what I am doing right now and why we follow these steps. So we'll copy these colors because we'll be needing them here, paste it here, and then for this I'll just uncomment these lines, navigator.push material page route, and we are going to a login screen, right? We'll just import the library, right? And it should work. If you click here, you can see that we are going to a new screen. Now this new screen is following the default material colors, so we'll change it. We'll give it a background color of primary color, save it. And then for this app bar, why I need this app bar is just because of this icon. I don't want to build a separate icon for that. Now for the app bar color, yes, we'll not be giving it the same primary color, rather we'll give it a transparent color. Save it. You can see some black shadows here. That is because it is given by default some elevation, so it has some elevation property, and we'll set it to 0. And now it looks better. You can go back and go forth here, right? Now is the time to build some body. Now the body part is still very much similar to our previous one, right? We are using a column and we have the text to be shown here, and then we have the text field here with some icons and styling, and then we have 2 buttons, right? For the UI, let's see to the website and blog and understand from there. So for the login screen, you can see that we have used a container single child scroll view. Why we used single child scroll view, I'll tell you that as well. By that time, let's just copy these texts, right? I'll not be copying this build text field method because I want to show you why I did and how I built this method, right? So inside this body, I'll use a column, and as children to this, I'll just paste whatever I just, right? Now you can see that for the text style, I've used Google Fonts.OpenSense. That is, I have given some OpenSense styling to this. So let's quickly import this package as well. Right, and then let's restart this application, I guess. And so the application has restarted. Yes, you can see that we have that getting started screen. When we click on this, you can see that we have this kind of text to be shown here. So let's quickly wrap this column with a container, and again for this container I'll follow a margin symmetric, and from the horizontal axis it would be, I guess, 40 pixels is what we given in the last screen. Save this, and yes, now it's in the center. So let's move on to this text field, how I built this text field. Let's see. So if we go to this and go below, you can see that I have used a text field method. It is returning a container, and inside this container I have used some padding and decoration to this. Now let's see what we're gonna do. First of all, what we're gonna do is, please tell me if I can just reduce this. So I'll simply just reduce the size a bit. So what we're gonna do, inside this class only, we'll create 2 methods, or rather 1 method, that is build text field. Right, now this text field will return a text field, right? See, there are multiple methods to design the text field. So I'll be using a container for that. Now after this sized box, I'll just call this method. Now this is one way you can make your application modular one, that is all your widgets are in separate methods and you know where to do the stuff like that, right? And save this, linking the file, and you can see some black lines here. I guess it is not visible to you, so let's see what we're gonna do is, so for text field, let's look at this method. I've used a controller. Controller is passed from here, from the method call. You can see that inside this I have passed name controller, icons dot account circle, and then the username, that is the text to be shown. So inside this text field I have a controller property, then the styling is that color should be white, and then the decoration is input decoration content padding. Okay, so let's just copy this decoration from here, and from where it should be like this, right? Let's just copy this and paste it inside this. For the decoration, just paste it like this, and let's just remove this, and that's it. Okay, now you'll see some errors, that is the icon is missing and then the label text is missing, right? So what we'll do, we'll write a string label text, right? And then we'll use icon data icon, right? And the errors are gone, so let's just give it a semicolon here and remove this. So you can see that now we have some errors that we need to pass all these values. So the label text should be like email, and then we have the icon. So the icon would be icons dot, what was the icon that I used? So I used some icon like icons dot account circle, right? So it is accounts circle, like this, and the error is gone for this method. And then for this we will write password, and then for this I used icon, which icon did I used? I used icons.lock, right? So icons.lock. Let's save this, and if you save this, let's see, it is still reloading, and you can see that we have the label text as well as the icon. Now let's just quickly remove the let's just quickly wrap this text field with a container, and for this container I'll give it a color of secondary color. Now what is our secondary color? Secondary color is better light version of this primary color. So let's save this, and you can see that we have the colors here, right? So further what we can do is we can use the decoration property here, box decoration, and then for the border property I can use border dot all, and then I'll give it a color of colors dot blue. Right, it should work now. Let's save this. And it is giving some errors. Yes, this color property has to be put inside this box decoration. This is what I usually explain in the container video as well. So now save this, and it should work now. Yes, it is working now, and we have the simple borders for this. Now let's move on to the other stuff. The next thing is to material button. I am gonna copy this material button from here. Why? Because to save some time, it is just the same thing again and again, so I'll not be taking much of your time, right? So let's just copy this and after this we'll paste it. Right, we have pasted. We have some error, that is we need to install this font awesome, so we'll just import the library. Right, font awesome icons is I just used for this Google icon. That's it. Save this, and you will see that we have our two buttons and a Y. There you go, we have the two buttons, and what we're gonna do is I go up and copy this sized box, and after this text field I just paste it here. Right, now the UI looks much better and much cleaner. And for this footer logo, let me just show you the design. So you can see that we have this footer here with the company name. So it is just a row, you can see it is just a row with the image and then the text. So copy this here and paste it right here. Yes, and then after that we'll write build footer logo. Save this, and we have our footer logo as well. Now is the main thing, that the logic that we need to write for the sign in using Google as well as the login button as well. So for that, inside this sign in using Google, we have already written the sign in method. So it was discussed in my previous video as well, so you can directly go there, and I'll just copy this and paste it inside this. Right, now it will say to import some libraries. So just quickly import the libraries that are required, that is the Google sign-in package and the auth package. Right, so import the package. Then we have the Firebase Auth package to be imported, and then we require this to be Google sign-in methods to be imported as well. So it was in main.dart file and then async. So the errors are gone now. Yes. Now next thing would be to write the logic. Now this logic is working as you saw in the last video as well, and I told you, and I've already showed you how to do with this for Android as well. Now is the time to write the logic for this sign in login screen as well. Now why we are not using the sign up method, because it will require some Cloud Firestore as well. So in the next video we'll discuss about Cloud Firestore, how to connect with Cloud Firestore, and then we'll move on to the sign up part. And now let's write the logic here. Let's just make this asynchronous as well. So you remember that we created a Firebase Auth package, so you can see like this, Firebase Auth, right? Firebase Auth dot, you can directly sign in with email and password. It requires you to write the email, so let's write the email as demo@gmail.com, and then the password would be demo123. right, now dot, then you will get some auth result here. Right, now you will get some auth result here, so it will be auth result, and for this auth result we'll write let's create this user, Firebase user, Firebase user, Firebase user, right, and then here we'll write set state. Inside this we'll write Firebase user equals to auth result dot user. Now this dot user property will return you the Firebase user, and you can see that the errors are gone. And let's just print this user as well. So we'll print the Firebase user, Firebase user dot email, right? And yes, it should work now. Okay, so now for this method to work, you should have some user with email demo project here only, and click on add user. And then for the email, we set it as demo@gmail.com, and then for the password it was demo123, right? So let's just add user, and we have a user. Let's just cross check with sign in method if we have added the sign in method as email and password or not. So it is also enabled here, right? Now let's see if this is working or not, right? So let's just restart this application once. So the application has restarted. Now let's see if it is working or not. So we'll click on get started. We'll click to the, and we'll directly click on the login. You can directly map the email and password with the name controller and password controller. Go and give some text editing controller to them and directly map them to with this. So if you click on login, you can see that demo@gmail.com is being printed. That means the user is now signed in using this. Now in the next coming videos, we'll see how we can write some logics based on the user sign in. That is, when the user has signed in, what to do and where to do, and how to pass this user to different screens as well. So that's all for this video. Hope you like this video. I was not well lately, right? So that's why it was a quick video for this. And yep. So write in the comments how you like about write in the comments how you feel about this video, and go and check out the website as well, as the blog is written completely there. So if you're not able to understand in the video, go ahead and read the blog here. So that's it. Hope you like this video, hope you enjoy this video, and hope you learn something from this video.